I've got a sneaking suspicion that Conor McGregor's going to get a title shot. And the reason why I think this is because Charles Oliveira is a fighter that's been in the sport of he's been in the UFC for about a decade now, and before that he's been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all of that since the age of 12. Now, in terms of like the money that he's made in MMA, he's not made life-changing amount of money. Don't get it twisted. Like, he's made good paydays, and especially for his country where he's come from, the money that he's made is goes a relatively long way. But he's not made the type of money where he can literally sit back on his laurels and just chill for the rest of his life. The way you see the Nate Diaz's of the world, the way they just chill, like literally Nate Diaz can go 2-3 years without a fight and then he can fight again, and he's fine with that. He doesn't need the money because he's already got enough. You see the same things with the likes of what's his name, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's made hundreds of millions of pounds. For him, Charles Oliveira does need to fight a lot because he's not made that type of payday. Even though he's made great title defenses against the likes of Dustin Poirier, it's taken a long time for him to get to the title, and now that he's got it, he needs to maximize it. So after this fight against Justin Gaethje, let's just say he makes the title defense, I think there's a very good chance that he's going to fight Conor McGregor because he wants to secure that bag. He wants to make that money. And the fact is, right, regardless of what you think about Conor McGregor in terms of his recent showings, in terms of his losses to the likes of Dustin Poirier, the fact that he lost to Khabib, the fact that in his last 5 fights he's not really got any victories against elite opposition. Obviously he does have one victory against Donald Cerrone. He is one of the biggest names of MMA history, and the fact is, Charles Oliveira wants to secure the bag, and the only way for him to do that is not if he gets a title defense against Islam Makhachev, which is relatively big fight, but it's not a super fight. It's a trade fight. It's a fight where fight nerds like you and me are going to be speculating who would win if they fight. But it's not a fight that captures the public's imagination. But a fight between him and Conor McGregor, I don't think it captures the public's imagination. But in terms of pay-per-view buys and numbers, let's just put it like this: Charles Oliveira is going to get paid like probably 3-4 times the amount that he would get paid if he fought Islam Makhachev. So because of that, I think there's a very strong chance after if he beats Justin Gaethje, which is a big if, because if Justin Gaethje catches Charles Oliveira the way Michael Chandler caught him in that first round, he could probably put his lights out. But if he beats Justin Gaethje, which I think he will because of his superior Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and his grappling skills, and I think he submits him. If he does that, then I think the next person that's going to get the title shot is probably going to be Conor McGregor. And let's be real, the fact is the UFC is going to co-sign it because they've got shareholders now. It's a publicly listed company, so they've got people that they need to make money for, in terms of shareholders, in terms of investors, in terms of Abu Dhabi, in terms of all the people that have invested into the UFC financially, from a financial perspective. And the only way to do that is to secure a Conor McGregor fight. Conor McGregor pay-per-view will secure the money for not only the Charles Oliveira but also for the UFC in terms of their public shareholders. Because of the fact that he's the money man of the entire UFC. Apart from Jorge Masvidal, who's going to fight Colby Covington, there's no one that draws the type of numbers that Conor McGregor does. It's not even close. Not John Jones. The only person that can do them types of numbers that's slightly comparable to Conor McGregor is if Khabib comes back, but it's not likely that Khabib is going to come back. He's just too content in life. I mean, he's got his own fight promotion. He's got a lot going on in terms of things outside of MMA. He's also secured the money in terms of his entire career, so he doesn't need to come back. And I don't think it's likely that he's going to come back. So the only person that can make the type of numbers that the UFC need to make shareholders happy, to make the UFC make a lot of money, is Conor McGregor. So that's why I think it's likely that he's going to get a title shot, even though I don't think he's right from a fistic point of view in terms of like accomplishments. Like, he's not done anything. He's not for it to justify Conor McGregor getting a title shot, he needs to get at least 3, 4 or 5 good wins against good level opposition if he for it to be somewhat justified. I mean, you got Islam Makhachev, who's on a 10-fight win streak, who's going to be denied a title shot because Conor McGregor is just the bigger name. I mean, from the point of view of merit and the UFC being a meritocracy where being the best fighter is the thing that gets you the title shot, I mean, it doesn't look good from that perspective. But the fact is, when you got Michael Chandler getting a title shot after just beating one fight in the UFC, which was Dan Hooker, it just shows as long as you can make a bit of money, the UFC are going to make you leapfrog in the sport. It's the Dana White privilege that Conor McGregor has, and fighters like Michael Chandler have. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion. Do you think it's likely that Conor McGregor will get a title shot next? Not next in terms of... Yeah, next, because the Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje fight's already been signed. So after that fight, I think there's a very good chance that Conor McGregor gets the fight for a title. Even though he's been out for however long and his leg has been broken, and he lost to Dustin Poirier twice, and before that he lost to Khabib, and before that he lost to Mayweather, and the only victory that he's had in the last 5 years was against Donald Cerrone, who's past it himself. I mean, I think it's likely that he probably does get the title shot because of the fact that he draws such a big crowd and he makes the UFC so much money. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.